Well, I went to the Subaru dealership and I picked up some parts. Unfortunately, it's not the parts to remove the spacers in the suspension, it's these guys. Idler pulley and tensioner pulley. After 277,000 kilometers, these guys finally gave out. Pretty rough. But it's a pretty easy fix. All you do is take off the engine cover, take off the intake duct. This is the bolt for the idler pulley. You want to make sure you don't lose that washer setup. Sure, you can get it at the dealership, no problem. But that's the washer that runs against the bearing. On the engine side, that's where the idler goes. Single bolt to pull it out. It's 14mm wrench. Easy. Tensioner pulley goes here. 2 bolts. One up here, one down here. You can get both of them without having to take anything else off. That one's 12mm bolts. And yeah, so it's a pretty quick job. Probably a half hour, 45 minutes all told, with some relaxing music in the background. But yeah, so that's kind of delayed my work. I'm still pulling together the parts list for the spacer removal. But yeah, just in general, I've been enjoying the car. I've been pushing it a little bit more on the commute, a little bit more spirited driving, and it's doing pretty good. I'm running on these Firestone Indy tires. I forget what size I got actually. 225, 55, 17s. So yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah, Firestone, Firehawk, Indy 500. So yeah, generally the car's doing pretty darn good. So yeah, so working on the parts list for the suspension. That'll be the next after I get this leather pulley done. Quick update. Weather's beautiful. Fiat's running really good. Been out cruising in the countryside with that one. Maybe I'll do a little cruising video for you guys and post that up. Obviously needs a bit of a wash. The birds have been dive bombing it, so I had to clear a lot of the bird crap off of it. And our next contestant, Peugeot's hiding under the covers because it's about 30 degrees here today, so it's really, really hot. Anyway, back to work. Stay in here. That's where she goes. All goes well. Should have got the non-shiny version. Doesn't match with the rest of the rusted parts in this engine. I don't know how people do it with one-handed videoing. I need to get a little mount. I should have mentioned actually my engine's still pretty hot, so I'm kind of being gentle here. And as with anything aluminum and hot and fasteners, you really don't want to over torque these and strip the female threads, because that would suck. So always just take it really slow and gentle. These 12mm ones, the torque spec for those ones I believe is 15 foot-pounds, and this 14mm one here is 25 foot-pounds. So I'm just going to torque these things up, and then almost ready to go. Get that belt back on. That's it. It's not a lot, but that's all it takes. And actually, since my car is hot, what I should have done is disconnected the battery just to make sure the fans don't come on me and scare the crap out of me. Get it on the crank plate properly here. If you don't start off right on the crank plate, you're not going to get it. sure it doesn't slip off there. Make sure we're on the right groove. Come on. There we go. Okay. That's good. Smack the camera with the belt. You guys all set, I think. Okay. It'll pop off on me again. Okay, there we go. Quick double check. Okay, all the grooves are lined up. Make sure the crank is good. Looks like we're good. Dripping with sweat everywhere because it's freaking hot out. Alright, I think that's it. Fire up and make sure everything's cool. I gave the engine a couple of quick hits on the starter just to rotate the belt, just to make sure all the grooves were lined off and it wasn't going to pop off for some reason before I gave it a proper start and let it run for a bit. Alright, let's put the covers back on. Everything looks good. Well, that can find its way there. Sometimes that's just the kind of luck that I have. Random bits of tree falling. That was easy. It saves a trip to the mechanics and figuring out what to do with the day job and having a car for the wife to drive. Just do it yourself in 45 minutes in your driveway. Nice and easy. I do need to replace this one because I have a broken clip and a missing rubber piece. That's for another day. Alright, next Subaru video, suspension.